I thought my home was safe, until my air quality monitor blinked red. The screen said the air inside my tiny apartment was up to 5 times dirtier than the air outside. I froze for a moment, watching that number climb while everything around me looked perfectly normal. The windows were shut for winter, the heater humming softly, a candle flickering on the table. It felt cozy. Yet apparently, the air I was breathing was quietly turning toxic. That's when I decided to run a 3-day experiment. No expensive devices, no $400 purifiers. Just common sense, curiosity, and a determination to see if I could make my apartment breathe again. The first night was strangely heavy. I could almost sense the stillness in the air, thick, unmoving. I sat by the window, tea steaming in my hands, wondering how many invisible particles were floating right in front of me. I'd read that indoor air often traps dust, fumes from cooking oils, cleaning sprays, even microfragments from fabrics and furniture. Everything stays trapped when we seal the windows. I opened my notebook and wrote one line at the top. Can I clean my air in 3 days? Then, underneath. Budget, under $30. The next morning began the challenge. I turned on my air quality meter as soon as I woke up. The number blinked orange, moderate, but still bad. I took a breath and felt a faint dryness in my throat. Maybe it was just in my head, but it motivated me. I decided that day one would be about discovery, not fixing. I needed to see where the pollution was coming from. I started with the kitchen. I fried a single egg on low heat while keeping every window closed, just to watch the numbers. Within minutes, the meter spiked. Tiny smoke plumes from the oil rose in the morning light, twisting like silver threads. I moved to the living area, pointed the sensor at my candle, and watched the same thing happen, numbers climbing again. Then I shook out a blanket on the couch, and sunlight revealed thousands of shimmering dust motes. They looked harmless, almost pretty, until you realize you're inhaling them. I opened my window slightly for 10 minutes, then turned on the bathroom exhaust fan to help push stale air out. It wasn't fancy, but it felt like the apartment exhaled with me. I could feel a slight change already. A breeze that carried the scent of cold winter air instead of old heater dust. I took a mental note, 10 minutes of ventilation, twice a day. That evening, I made a list titled, Hidden Enemies, Candles. Cooking smoke. Dust on curtains. Scented sprays. Dry air. They all added up to one thing, trapped particles. I didn't have the money or space for a massive Hepa unit, but I had an idea I'd seen online. A DIY air purifier built from a regular box fan and a MERV 13 filter used in home air systems. Total cost, about $25. Day 2 was the build day. I unplugged my little fan and laid it flat on the floor. The MERV 13 filter looked like a thin white honeycomb. I taped it securely to the back of the fan, following the small arrow that showed airflow direction. It felt like a tiny experiment straight out of a science fair, just me, some tape, and curiosity. When I turned it on low speed, I heard a soft hum and felt cool air moving through the filter. To test it, I sprayed a light mist of water into the air on one side and watched the particles get pulled toward the filter. It worked. I left it running for an hour and checked my monitor again. The PM 2.5 count, the fine particles that get deep into the lungs, had dropped noticeably. I smiled. My $25 contraption was actually doing something real. Encouraged, I decided to give the air another boost. I placed a bowl of hot water near the heater to gently raise humidity, which helps dust settle instead of floating. I wiped down the surfaces with a damp cloth and cleaned my curtain edges where dust loves to hide. Every step made me feel lighter, not just the air itself, but my own breathing too. That night I sat quietly, listening to the hum of the DIY purifier. The air already smelled different, less stale, almost like fresh laundry but without any scent. I realized clean air doesn't have a smell at all. It feels like nothing, and that nothing is actually peace. By day 3, the experiment had turned into something more emotional. I woke up, opened the window for 10 minutes, and let the sunlight spill in. The light caught my plants, a snake plant and a peace lily, and they looked more alive than ever. I placed them near the window, where they could do their quiet work of absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. People underestimate plants, but they're nature's slow, steady purifiers. I checked my meter again. The reading had dropped from the orange zone to a calm green. It wasn't perfect, but it was proof that even small changes matter. I cooked breakfast with the vent fan running and noticed the air spike slightly, then fall quickly back down. My tiny setup was working. In the afternoon, I decided to film a little time lapse. I set my phone on the windowsill, capturing the room as the winter light shifted from gray to gold. The purifier hummed softly in the corner. I brewed tea again, the same way I did on day 1, but this time, the air looked visibly clearer in the sunlight. The difference was subtle but real, less haze, less heaviness. While waiting for the time lapse to finish, I read more about how indoor air affects health. The numbers were alarming: headaches, fatigue, even poor sleep can be linked to stale indoor air. But I wasn't trying to scare anyone, I was just fascinated by how quickly a small apartment could change. That night, I turned off the lights and sat on the floor, breathing quietly. The room felt alive again. The faint hum of the fan had become comforting, like white noise from a distant river. The air was cool but gentle. My nose didn't feel dry. I fell asleep easier than I had in weeks. When I woke up on the final morning, I grabbed my notebook to record the data. Before I started the challenge, my PM 2.5 count was hovering around 85 micrograms per cubic meter, unhealthy for prolonged exposure. Now it read 12. Humidity had climbed from 30% to 45%. Carbon dioxide levels had dropped thanks to the morning venting routine. And the best part? I'd done it all for less than $30. But the numbers only told half the story. The real change was how the apartment felt. The dull heaviness was gone. The sunlight looked sharper. Even the smell of my morning coffee seemed cleaner, somehow brighter. Breathing felt effortless. It's amazing how invisible things can shape your entire mood. I thought back to that first night, the candle, the haze, the stale air I didn't even notice. Now I knew better. I learned that air doesn't have to smell good to be good. It just has to move, to flow, to stay alive. The secret wasn't in buying something new, it was in paying attention. Later that day, I invited a friend over. She walked in and said, "It feels fresh in here, did you just clean?" I smiled. "Kind of," I said, "but not the way you think." I showed her the little fan setup, the plants, the open window. She laughed and said, "You made your own purifier?" I nodded. 3 days. No $400 gadget. Just habits. She shook her head, impressed. "It actually smells like mountain air," she said. That was the best compliment I could have received. As evening arrived, the golden hour light painted the walls again. I filmed one final shot, the same angle as day one. In the first clip, the air had looked grayish, full of tiny particles dancing in the beam of sunlight. In the new clip, the light was clean, almost crisp, with only a few dust specks drifting lazily. That visual proof felt like victory. I realized something else too. Cleaning your air isn't just about particles, it's about mental clarity. There's something deeply calming about knowing the air you breathe is light and simple. It's a reminder that the smallest details, like opening a window or cleaning a filter, can change the energy of an entire space. I closed the notebook and wrote the final note. Result: success. Breathing easier. Sleeping better. Apartment feels alive. But before ending the experiment, I wanted to leave one honest takeaway. Expensive technology isn't the only way to live healthier. Sometimes, awareness itself is the cure. Once you notice what's invisible, you start treating your space differently. You stop burning candles that release soot. You wipe surfaces more often. You let the cold air in just long enough to let the stale air out. You realize comfort isn't always warmth, it's freshness. The next day, even though the challenge was technically over, I kept the routine going. Morning vent, short and sharp. Evening wipe down. The little fan still running on low in the corner. It wasn't just about the air anymore, it became a rhythm, a ritual that kept me grounded. When I watched the footage I'd taken across the 3 days, the transformation was subtle yet powerful. The colors changed, from cold gray to soft amber. My voice in the first clip sounded curious and uncertain. By the last day, it sounded peaceful. It wasn't just about detoxing air, it was about detoxing my mindset. I realized how often we ignore what's closest to us. We clean floors, dishes, and clothes, but not the air that touches everything. We light candles for comfort but forget that comfort isn't supposed to leave soot behind. We close our windows for warmth but trap what should have been released. Sometimes, what we need most is the simplest thing we can't see. The funny part is, I didn't expect any of this to work. I started out just trying to prove a point, to see if those DIY air filters really did anything. But the moment I saw the meter turn from orange to green, something shifted. It reminded me that small actions, when done consistently, always add up. The air improved not because I spent more, but because I paid attention. I started noticing other details too. The way my breathing slowed when the air was cleaner, how my plants perked up, how my skin didn't feel as dry in the mornings. It wasn't magic, it was physics and patience. That's the hidden beauty of this kind of experiment. It teaches you that science isn't somewhere out there in a lab. It's right here, in your living room, in the quiet hum of a fan pulling dust through a filter you built yourself. 3 days ago, I thought I needed a $400 purifier to feel better. Now I know what I really needed was awareness, a little creativity, and 10 minutes of fresh air twice a day. If you're watching this and wondering whether it's worth trying, do it. You don't need fancy tools. You just need to start. Get a small fan, a decent filter, maybe a bowl of hot water for humidity, and see what happens. The results will surprise you. Try your own 3-day air detox. Film it. Measure it. Feel it. Post your results with the hashtag Winter Smog Challenge, because I'd love to see how your space transforms. And if you felt even a hint of calm while watching this, subscribe. I share simple, science-based ways to make your home feel alive again, one small change at a time. Clean air isn't a luxury. It's something you can build, breathe, and share. And once you feel the difference, You'll never want to go back.